All right. How's everybody doing? Great. We are live on LinkedIn, YouTube. Excited to have everybody here. We've got a bit of an audience growing here, which is awesome. I'll do a disclaimer here. This is the first time we have tried anything of this scope with being live with lots of guests. So I am sure there's going to be some kind of crazy that happens here, but we appreciate your patience as we work through it. This is officially the kickoff of Tweener Madness. This is a homage to March Madness. We're here in the Triangle area of North Carolina, where in the next 45 days, we will be thinking about nothing but basketball. And that's because we have lots of great teams in North Carolina. Here in the Triangle, we have NC State, UNC, and Duke. Sadly, I'm not sure how many of those three will make it. Looks like Duke will, but we'll see if UNC and NC State do. It'll probably come down to the ACC championship for them. Then a little further out, we've got Wake Forest, Davidson. I'm sure I'm forgetting someone, but we've got a lot of great basketball, and it is a thing here in the Triangle. So in that spirit, we thought it would be fun to highlight our startup region during this time of year by focusing on some early stage companies and having a bit of a fun contest. The spirit of this is really to highlight the entrepreneurship in the Triangle and have a really positive kind of experience for everybody, and give local companies a chance to highlight what they're up to and show the wide variety of things that go on here in the Triangle. So that is the setup for Tweener Madness. I'm Scott Wingo, and I will be your MC for this whole thing. This all started when I put out this somewhat innocuous thing called the Triangle Tweener List in 2015 to highlight our region's fastest growing companies. A tweener starts at $1 million ARR, average revenue, up to 80 million. I put that list out. It became very popular. It's kind of well known as a guide to the Triangle's entrepreneurial ecosystem. And then we decided to launch a corresponding fund associated with that. And it's kind of like the list is the S&P 500 and the fund is Vanguard and investing in that algorithm that is the Tweener list. We've been deployed over, I think we just crossed 10 million. We're very close to 10 million in our fund, and we're invested in 145 companies. We invest lots and lots of companies here. They all have to be in the Triangle. They're all tweeners, no life sciences. And we invest on average $50,000. And that's kind of our strategy at the Tweener Fund. And then in 2024, we launched 2 more content pieces, because what we found was we felt there was an opportunity to have more content about our area and highlight all the awesome things going on. So we have a twice weekly newsletter called Triangle Tweener Times, and that's available at tweenertimes.com. It is community supported through subscriptions. We want to thank all our subscribers, both paid and unpaid, that are watching this today. And then we launched a corresponding podcast, and like modern podcasts, it has both an audio and a video component, and you can find all that at Tweener Talks. We also have a YouTube channel that I'll highlight here in a second. And then here in 2025, this is one of our fun new initiatives for the first quarter, which is Tweener Madness. None of this would be possible without our sponsors. So the 2 folks that are really helping us a lot, specifically on Tweener Madness, are our podcast partners, Earfluence. So all the awesome content you've been seeing is produced by them. And we're going to be using Raleigh Founded's various facilities to do the in-studio work for the podcast. So we appreciate that. We also have Align Technology Group, Bank of America, Eisner Amper, Extensis HR, Robinson Bradshaw, Smashing Boxes, and Whitley Recruiting Partners are our regular sponsors of the Tweener Times and Talks, and we appreciate everything that they're doing as well. As part of this, we have we started thinking, well, who's going to decide? And we thought it would be fun, instead of just Robbie, Nikita, and I deciding the team at the Tweener Fund, we thought it would be fun to pull in the rest of the community. And so virtually all the local investors are involved in this, which is fun. And so we have 18 folks on the selection committee, and they all represent various local investment entities. And you can learn more about them on our website. We have their full bios, and we've actually been releasing very small meet the selection committee content as kind of a precursor to today's live broadcast. I think we're at 10, so we've got like 6 or 7 more of these that will come out to kind of keep you have some content around Tweener Madness after the show, because after the show, I'll explain what's going to happen. It's going to be a little while between this selection piece and when you see the first contest. So learning more about the selection committee is how you can kind of stay occupied. So you can see it has the Tweener Madness logo. This is our YouTube channel. So you just go to YouTube and look for Triangle Tweener Talks, and you can watch those. These are what I would call snack size content. So they're all under 20 minutes. Very easy if you have a short commute or you just want to have a 20 minutes and want to learn, hey, who's this David Jones guy? And who's Mahadi? Never heard of her. And this kind of thing. So I think you guys will enjoy that content. Here's what it looks like over on Tweener Talks. These are the audio versions. So you can see those all lined up there. Let's talk about the timeline. So here we are. This is really kind of the big kickoff. So we're going to reveal our exceptional 8, which are the 8 people that are going to start the contest. And we are going to then go and have community voting. So after this goes live, soon after 2 o'clock, Tweener Madness will flip over and you will be able to vote on the exceptional 8. So we're going to tell you who they are in alphabetical order. Then it's up to you, the community, to tell us how we should seed these. So this will be kind of a fun experiment. And this is the first time we've ever done any of this. So you know, we'll be watching this closely. We spent a lot of time on the seeding, and there's a lot of things in the triangle where you get a popularity vote, and you know, a lot of people then you know, we've heard that these have been gamed where people write bots and things. In today's AI world, it's hard to do a popularity voting thing. So this one's going to be a little more interesting. You'll see when you get into it. You get to pick the matchups. So I guess you could write a bot. It would probably take more time than it would be worth to do that. And we've got some things in there to try to defeat that. But you know, we will ask everyone to kind of stick by the spirit of this and not stuff the ballot box. But then what will happen is we will that will close off the 23rd, 24th. We're going to kind of call that one. And then we will lock in our seeding. And then we will seed the companies from 1 to 8. And then we will publish that. And then we will behind the scenes go and do the contest under the cloak of secrecy. And then we will be revealing them on the following dates. March 6th will be our first contest where the 1 seed will play the 8. March 11th will be 2 versus 7, so on and so forth. If you really want to follow this, you can go to Tweener Madness, and we have a calendar there that you can subscribe to onto your Google Calendar. And then you can move things over to your Google Calendar to make sure that you have it. Our videos our things tend to drop pretty early in the morning. So those will all be available to you both on the YouTube and podcast format in the early mornings of those days. Then that will take us from 8 contestants down to 4. That's our fabulous 4. And then we will have those 2 rounds released on the 24th and 27th. And then that will get us down to our final 2 companies, which on April 3rd, we will then have the big drop of the championship, the winner of which receives a $25,000 investment from Tweener Fund. And that's part of it. I would say hopefully everyone that is in the contest gets more from the meeting the people in the community, the PR, the audience that is kind of building up on this, and enjoys all the aspects of that as well. Okay, so before we go into the big reveal, here's how we thought about this. The good news is we received a little bit over 30 applications, so we appreciate that. It was very high quality. This was harder to do than I kind of anticipated. We did have a couple that were easy, folks that kind of applied and weren't really in the triangle, which is kind of our thing. So there was a couple that were pretty easy to select out because of that. So we looked at a lot of criteria. Location is really important to us. We purposely put the word triangle in our name on everything, and I know that some people try to get around the edges of that, but that's pretty important to us. Also, the category and space, we wanted a good combination of different things here. We could have probably filled this with all AI companies, for example, but we wanted to have a lot of diversity of different types of companies. The company's progress, there were some things that were maybe just a tad too early, or just an idea, and didn't even really kind of have a founding team and a product ready. So that was like a tad too early for what we're doing here. And then there was a lot of other data on the application that people provided us that helped us kind of understand where they were. And that's how we narrowed it down to 8. We do have 2 alternates, and if anyone gets sick or anything like that during the recording, we will be calling them in, because we can't kind of, the show must go on, as we say in the biz. So we will have alternates in case there's some reason folks can't make it to things. Okay, let's jump into our exceptional 8. Our first contestant is Civic Reach. You can go to civicreach.ai and find out more about them. They are GovTech, and their founders are Chip Kennedy and Lindsay Freeman. And I'm going to try to, I saw Chip, I'm going to pull Chip up here. Let's see, is Lindsay here? I don't see Lindsay. Chip, was she going to join us?
No, just me today.
Oh, okay. Whew. All right, good. I didn't do anything wrong. That's good. Good to know. Congratulations, Chip.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it, Scott. We're really excited to be in the competition.
Yeah, and you're very active in the community. Most people have probably seen you around. You're everywhere. I'll go over to American Underground, and you're over there, and I will have seen you in the morning over at Raleigh Founded. And I'm kind of like, wow. Do you have a twin brother named Chip Kennedy? Or are you just that busy bopping around the triangle?
I think I've just been that busy. They know me now on the Amtrak that goes between Raleigh and Durham. So that's actually probably one of my proudest accomplishments.
They know. Welcome aboard, Mr. Kennedy.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, tell us, just kind of, we only have a couple minutes here, like 2 to 3 minutes, but give us kind of like and we want to save the pitch for the competition, but give us a little bit overview of yourself and what you guys are building at Civic Reach.
Yeah, I appreciate the opportunity. So for those who are just learning about Civic Reach, we are a voice AI customer experience platform for local government. To translate that down to our shared experience, we believe waiting in line at the DMV is not a fun experience, nor is waiting on hold. And we're solving that customer experience problem specifically for local government. We've seen a ton of traction in the Triangle and across the country since starting last year. And we just closed our first government contract last week, which we're really excited about.
Well, congrats on that. I saw you put on LinkedIn a picture of your signed contract. So congrats on that. So let me make sure I understand. Let's say, I'll pick a random example. Let's say it's snowing and no one is plowing my road. I can call the government and I'll tell an AI and they'll deploy a snowplow to my street immediately. Is that kind of your vision?
That sounds pretty nice. Yeah, in essence, basically, we unlocked this idea in our customer research that our local governments, our cities, our towns, our counties are set up to serve us well. Everything from why has my street not been plowed, to why is there a pothole, to folks who might be looking for a meal for their family that night or looking for a local shelter who really need something. Our cities are so well set up to help us with these things, but that contact interface is often a huge bottleneck. And the ability to pick up the phone is expensive for cities. So they don't do a great job of it, and it's not always their fault. So our AI picks up the phone, does it in multiple languages, does it 24/7 at any volume of calls, and lets the city provide those services, snowplows, meals, everything else they want to do for all of us more often, and hopefully a lot better.
Got it. Well, cool. Well, congratulations. It's going to be fun. You've won several pitch contests, so it's going to be interesting to see if some of these folks can kind of like rise to the level of a chip pitch. So the gauntlet has been thrown, so it'll be interesting to see how this goes.
I appreciate it. I didn't see myself as an incumbent coming in, but we'll see how we get seated.
Cool. Thanks, Chip. We'll
Thanks,
talk
Scott.
to you later, and stay safe out there. Okay, our next, I got some people trying to come in. If you're in the green room, we can only have 8 people in the green room, and there's folks that are before you in sequence. So if you'll drop out, and I may drop you out, and that's a signal to not come back in until I will give you an audio cue. You can watch on YouTube or LinkedIn to know when to come back in. So I put that in the chat, but you may not see that over there. All right, here we go. I'm going to do this. Got someone trying to come in. Yes. Okay, good. All right. Our next one is delivery, and I see Jason here. Hey, Jason.
Hey, Scott. How are you?
Good. How much? Let's see. I'll give you a snow report from Raleigh. It's not snowing right now, but earlier we were getting heavy flurries. Where you're in Chapel Hill or Durham or somewhere?
Cary. Yeah.
Cary.
Yeah,
how's it in Cary?
Good. Just got all the kids at home, so no school. Busy house.
All right. We'll look for little kids dancing around out in the back here. So appreciate you applying and excited to have you on here. I think I met you when you were working on your MBA. So it's good to see you jumping into entrepreneurship, and tell us about what you're doing with Delivery.
Yeah, so at Delivery, we're building a logistics tech stack for e-commerce businesses. So with Shopify users essentially doubling almost every year, we've noticed that a lot of these small businesses, they really struggle to access all these tools and features that are in the marketplace today that are extremely expensive and fragmented. So things like branded tracking pages, rate shopping tools, tracking your packages, all the different things that you would use for your business to help create better brand loyalty and provide a better shipping experience. Many of these small businesses don't have access to that. So if you think of like what Supabase did for developing software and providing all these tools, we're trying to do the same thing at Delivery on the logistics side. So it's a one-stop shop, and it gives you access to all these great features.
Awesome. You've done a fair amount of pitching. You were also in I forget the acronym, but the Fidelity. Tell us about that program you went through. It was kind of the first time I'd seen that. Tell us about that.
Yeah.
I know you did a lot of pitching in there.
Yeah, it was the Fidelity Center of Applied Technology, the FCAP program fellowship with American Underground. So we did that for about 12 weeks. It was kind of ran like an incubator. Or an accelerator, I guess, where they came in, taught us a lot of different strategies, different pieces of pitching and creating your business and your value proposition. So that was a great experience. And then we pitched at the end of the session back in December, which was really good because at that time we were only about 6 months into the business, building the business. So it was very rewarding at the end.
Awesome. Well, we're excited. I kind of made up a category called e-commerce technology. I don't know what category would you put what you're doing into?
That sounds good to me.
Yeah. And so I'm from the e-commerce world, and I know that this cross-border trade, which is where, packages all over the place. So if you ever buy anything from Temu, Shein, Mercado Libre, there's all these AliExpress, Alibaba, a big chunk of e-commerce is cross-border trade, and that's where you guys are. Do you have any fun stats on cross-border trade to just kind of prime us for how big an opportunity is this whole thing?
Yeah, so on top of all the tariff talks, we do provide the duties and taxes up front, which is unique. And with cross-border, I mean, I think there's the coolest stat I like is Americans. I think over 55% of Americans are buying from overseas, believe it or not. So you're buying more goods that are coming from other countries, whether you realize it or not. So that's interesting to see.
Awesome. Well, we look forward to seeing you live in the studio. Be sure to tell all of the folks, all your friends, to vote for you in the voting that's going to go live soon here. And it's appreciate you jumping in. You're always big on the community, and appreciate you being part of this. It'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, thanks.
Chip said he's going to kick your butt.
Yeah, we'll see.
That's totally not something that Chip would ever say. That's what makes it funny if you don't know these fellas. These guys are like the nicest people ever, and they would never talk trash. So I've got to like.
Oh, I was gonna throw some at him.
I don't know if that's seating. I've got to like basically invent it. But yeah, there you go. Cool. If it's too nice, it's not good TV. So we'll see how that goes. We appreciate you doing it, and excited to see how the pitch goes.
Awesome.
All right. Bye, Jason. All right, up next, we have InviteJet. So I have not heard from Paul or Brian, and so I don't know if they're going to make it. So I will tell you what I know about them. These guys also come from e-commerce. Paul does. He has another startup called Mosi, MOSI, and built this for, they do a tea club, and this exists to basically send people a mass calendar update to say, hey, we're doing a big drop of a fancy, I'm not a big tea drinker, so I'm going to make this up. Let's say we've got an exciting new Earl Grey coming out March 10th, and they can put it on people's calendars. And they found that this is a very effective way of doing marketing. In the world of e-commerce, this idea of drops has become very popular. It started with streetwear and shoes. And then now we even have a company in the Triangle called Nugget, getnugget.com, that sells furniture. And they do a lot of drops as well. So, that's what they've done, is they basically discovered something from their day jobs that they've productized into a piece that will help with a variety of any other retailer can use it. Unfortunately, they were not able to make it today, but this one's going to be interesting. They're kind of a fun, they have a fun vibe between the two founders that I think you'll enjoy when we see them live. Up next, we have Moxie, and I think I saw, oh, there she is. She had a little avatar there for a second. Hey, Jessica.
Hi, Scott.
Oh, I can't see it too well, but you got a nice snow background there. That's good.
Yeah, I'm outside of my home office, so I'm making do with a kitchen setup. But yeah, it's a nice background.
Yeah, how is, and which part of the Triangle are you in?
I live in Raleigh, but today I'm in Wake Forest.
Okay, cool. So you're north. That's what it looks like in the great north of the Triangle.
Yeah, I was ready to get back home today, but this snow, which I'm not going to complain, we don't get this much here, but I think I'm going to be here for another day or two.
Cool. And you had on your LinkedIn, you have all kinds of. I think you have a PhD, and you've got alphabet soup after your name. Walk us through. I apologize I didn't put all that on the slide. So walk us through a little bit about your background and a super high level of what you're doing with Moxie.
Yeah, absolutely. So I went to UNC Chapel Hill for my undergrad and graduate degrees. I originally thought I wanted to be a dentist, but I ended up going into clinical research. I then became a professor and was managing some pretty large research grants up in Boston, at Harvard, and Northeastern. And through that experience, I've just been deeply entrenched in academic research and teaching at the graduate level for the past 12 years. And that really gave birth to Moxie. Like, there's a lot of pain points in graduate education on both the professor side and the student side. And so I launched Moxie to really just help us streamline academic research, like really the feedback and revision process, to make it more seamless, structured, and smarter in terms of how we're supporting students and how students are making progress on their research. Very cool.
So you're kind of straddling the fence between ed tech and AI. So we kind of put you in both categories there.
Yeah, with AI, we really saw an opportunity to kind of scale the support I'm giving. Like, at any time, I might have 26 doctoral students, and it can take like a half a day to review their research. And so, yeah, that's what Moxie does, is it helps scale that support.
Yeah. Now they just ChatGPT tells them what to do. I'm just kidding. I know there's more to it than that, but yeah. This is kind of so one of the co-GPs of Tweener Fund, Robbie Allen, he's done that. So doctors can, when they're about to meet you, medical doctors, when they're going to meet you, they can get a really nice, concise summary of previous patient. Where I know I've been there, and they spend the first 20 minutes like looking through that Epic system, trying to figure out what the heck's going on. And then they'll say, "Oh, it looks like you got this going on." I'm like, "Well, yeah, that was like 7 years ago." And let's
right.
So we spend like half the visit just getting them up to speed. So, and I'm sure as you switch from context to these different students, it super helps you, like fast charges you into the context of what's going on. Yeah, it can be really helpful for that.
Yeah, absolutely. And then as researchers, we often are collaborating, and we're working on committees. So it streamlines that collaboration. One student might be getting feedback or even conflicting guidance from 3 or 4 different reviewers or committee members. And so it really helps standardize that revision and feedback, and allows all researchers working on the same project to communicate better and just streamline their work.
Awesome. Well, I look forward to learning more when you are battling with your pitch. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Appreciate you guys getting involved in this. And I think it's going to be fun, and look forward to hearing your pitch.
Yeah. Thanks, Scott. Looking forward to it.
Alrighty. Stay warm up there in Wake Forest. Okay. We're going to go backwards one. So I did send a reminder email to Brian and Paul, and they're here. Greetings.
Hey, we're both here. That's great.
Look at that. You didn't even know. And Jason Brown, I am going to have to kick you because I got someone else coming in. You can watch over on YouTube or over on LinkedIn. Sorry about that. Okay, I just kicked Jason to the curb. Okay. Pretend the audience doesn't know anything about InviteJet. This is something about private air travel, right? Go.
Paul, go ahead. You do the spiel. I've got code to work on.
Paul, you're muted.
And you're muted. Yeah.
That button, it works.
There you go. We got you now.
Cool. Yeah. So at InviteJet, we're helping brands monetize the calendar. So what does that mean? I think, in my decade plus of e-commerce experience, just over the years, I've seen engagement rates going down with email, SMS. What's something else that everybody uses on a daily basis? The calendar. And so we are allowing brands to engage and convert their customers with calendar invites.
Awesome. I gave the audience a little bit of a spoiler of how this works, but let's. I also revealed that you have another company in the triangle, Mosey Tea.
Yep.
So explain how you use it in that context.
Okay. Yeah. Well, InviteJet actually was born out of the Kickstarter launch from Mosey Tea. So kind of like what I said earlier, engagement rates going down, but with Kickstarter, it is super important on day one to hit your funding goal. That way the algorithms kick in, it starts to get more views and eyeballs. And so days before the launch, I'm sitting there thinking I'm at the mercy of if or when people are going to open email or SMS. And I noticed the little reminder that I had set for myself on my calendar for the Kickstarter campaign launch. And I just kind of had this moment, like, why doesn't everybody have this on their calendar? It's a time-based event. We want them there then. And so InviteJet wasn't a thing then. So I manually sent almost 20,000 invites. And because calendar invites send a push notification and an email, it was because of that we hit our goal in less than 5 hours on Kickstarter and then went on to raise over $500,000. So that experience just sat with me. And fast forward a few years later, Brian and I meet and start to build the product.
Cool. Awesome. Well, and Brian, I'm not an expert, but I don't think your accent is from Raleigh. Where are you from?
Grew up in the Midwest. Nowhere, Indiana. Just outside of Terre Haute and Bloomington area in Indiana, if you're familiar.
Cool. And you spent some time in the crypto world, if I recall. Tell us about that.
That's right. Super fun. So my backstory is really weird. Grew up in the Midwest, ended up in Hawaii running a research site out there. It was with Syngenta, so it was an agriculture research site. Built some software out there I've been coding since I was 12. So I built some software to run the research site. Syngenta here in RTP got a hold of it and was like, this is great. Moved to Raleigh, come build software for us globally. Did that for a couple of years. Jumped in with the corporate venture capital team at Syngenta for a couple of years as well while I did my MBA at Duke. Started a company, sold a company, ended up in the world of crypto in 2021, just before Facebook changed their name to Meta. That went wild. Of course, timing is everything. We ended up raising, based on the hype cycle, we ended up raising, $65 million from the likes of Andreessen Horowitz and whatnot. Did that for about 2.5 years. They pivoted to crypto gambling, which was not my, didn't align well with me personally.
Crypto's already gambling to begin with, so it's kind of like gambling on gambling.
Gambling on gambling compounded. Exactly. So yeah, but luckily, like the Black Friday prior is when me and Paul really, the 2023 Black Friday is when we really launched the proof of concept with InviteJet. Things were going really well with it, and so 8 months later, July of 2024, I left crypto for good for InviteJet.
Well, cool. Well, we're excited to have you guys in the contest. It's going to be a lot of fun. We will see you. Are you both going to come to the studio? Are you going to do like a dual pitch, or how's that going to work?
We'll see.
We'll figure it out.
Maybe you'll text us, 10 minutes into it, and we'll just show up.
Okay, let's hope it's not the in the live version. That's
Just
not gonna.
kidding.
That's
Just
not
kidding.
gonna.
Just
We'll have
kidding.
an alternate.
Thanks
there,
for the
so,
email, Scott. Really appreciate it. Yeah.
Yeah, I know you guys are busy. I thought maybe you skipped it. So awesome. Well, glad you could come back on, and we will see you live in the studio.
Yep.
And
Thanks for having
I'll
us.
be sending a calendar invite using invite chat.
There you go.
Bye, guys.
See ya.
All right. All right. Now we're going back in time again. So we already talked about Moxie. Up next, we have John Stark. Boom.
Hello there.
Hey, John, how are you?
Oh, it's another day in startup paradise, and it's a cold
Awesome.
one too. So
It is. So tell people what is a My Matter and why does it matter?
yeah, so My Matter, we manufacture and sell automatic sorting waste containers for public spaces that are designed to engage, educate, and ensure proper disposal all at the source. So the next time you're going to the grocery store or you're walking down the street and look inside a waste container, I have a really bad habit of doing that now. And you might see that stuff isn't where it's supposed to be. So what we're really trying to do is make sure waste goes to its proper place, but also we're trying to help organizations become more informed with the data collection and understanding how they can better reach people and educate people to do, better waste disposal. And you talked about trash talking earlier. We can talk trash all
You're
the
the
time.
king of trash talk. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got a garbage mouth. All right. I'll stop. And I saw in your application, you put that you're actually kind of looking for other founders. Tell us a little bit. That's what the TBD is on here.
Yeah, that
tell
is
us about
actually,
that. What kind of founder? Let's recruit you a founder right now. Here we go.
Yes. No. So here's the thing. I really am looking for that, person to help with sales and marketing, especially the marketing side. My creativity. I'm not good with words. I'm an engineer. I went to state, so the interesting thing is in the last couple of years, like we have significantly grown. In fact, I think this morning I was talking to a potential customer and I was explaining how that the waste industry is starting to expand more into this AI field. And people are starting to understand it. And I actually have talked about something you wrote one time, Scott, we're sort of in a way a post-chat GPT company in the sense of people are starting to realize AI can be applied to different things. And I've been a solo founder for several years now doing this, and things are really growing in a positive way and really need to get that other person to come on board and really help navigate the ship.
Awesome. I think I've seen you at several pitch competitions. I think one of the most interesting things about what you're doing is you're talking to very, very big companies. Let's not use the names yet. We'll save that for the pitch. But you're punching way above your weight for a company that is at your stage and size, which is an early indication that there's a there, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah, the one amazing thing is that, and this is one of the interesting challenges, is that waste containers are everywhere, and we have to really connect with the people who recognize that they've really got those troubled spots with, achieving their sustainability goals, improving their brand, or saving money with their waste disposal. And you can find that in large corporations. You can find that in government organizations. And also, I really want to say there's a lot of inbound we're getting from overseas. So it's not just the US, but there's all over the world, people are looking to do better with their waste disposal.
Awesome. Well, congratulations on making it. We look forward to seeing you live. You have to bring some props for the video, so that'll be a fun part of your
that'll be great. Yeah, I'll bring a lot of trash for you, Scott. I'll leave it with you though.
Awesome. Yeah, sounds good. Bring the trash, bring the bins. It'll be awesome. Appreciate you doing this, and congratulations on making the exceptional 8.
Thank you.
All right, we got 3 more to go. And before we do, I will take a moment to thank our sponsors again. And then also, if you're watching on LinkedIn, you should see like a little blue like button or something like that. Go ahead and throw us a like if you don't mind. And if you're on YouTube, all those likes help get the algorithm such that this will be seen by more people. We appreciate that. All right, up next, we have Tutorsmith. And I see Austin here. Hey, Austin.
Hey, how's it going? Hey, how are you?
I'm good.
Not too bad. Enjoying the snow. It's been a while since we've had it.
Cool. And in your So give us a quick pitch of Tutorsmith.
Yeah. So I'm the founder of Tutorsmith, actually still a student at NC State, trying to keep working on it while I finish up my studies. But we're an online tutoring platform trying to help address barriers to access to high quality educational resources. I actually did a lot of tutoring in high school and in college to just really enjoyed it and wanted to try and help bring that to a lot of students who normally can't pay the $50, $100 an hour. So trying to kind of figure out ways to provide higher quality resources to students. And the note for rebranding to Quest, we're actually kind of moving in a pivot right now, building a platform that's gamified diagnostic tool, almost kind of like Duolingo, where a student can play these games and answer these questions, and then the teacher can get these high level insights of, a student is not doing well at long division because maybe they're missing their sevens times tables or something like that. So that's been in the past month or so, been pivoting, but building out a demo right now and talking to teachers and excited to see where it goes.
Cool. I'm in my head, I'm doing my sevens times table. Okay, I think I'm good. All right.
Tough one.
Well, awesome. So excited to have you involved, and I would feel bad. You're not going to miss classes for our live recording, are you?
Yeah, I think so, but we'll make it work.
We'll try to work around that for you. So we have some degree of flexibility there. So I'll reach out to you. I would the profs at NC State would be very mad at me if I made you miss a class.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, and I think you're definitely the youngest, which I view this as a feature, not a bug, contestant. So that'll be you'll have to come out slinging to kind of show these folks how the youngsters do it.
Oh yeah, Cinderella story.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate you applying, and I'm excited to learn more about what you're doing with Quest. That sounds Duolingo is just crushing it right now, so I think that's smart to kind of follow and some of the things that they've figured out. So, congrats for making it, and excited to see you at our in-person recording.
Appreciate it. Thanks for the opportunity, and see you next week.
Absolutely. All right. Bye. Okay. Thanks. I just saw tons of little blue thumbs go flying by, so appreciate that. The thumbs up, everybody. And Austin, I'm going to have to move you so that we can make some room. This is part I did not anticipate. All right. So if you're one of the later folks, you can come back in. Looks like some folks are coming back in. Okay. Here we go. All right. For number 8, you guys have a big team. It's going to take me a minute to get you all on here. I think we lost Amy. Does someone want to text Amy to come back on? I definitely. Oh, there she is. Yeah, see her. She popped in there. Okay. Woo! Look at this. I can get all these people on.
All right.
Yeah. And Magdalene's with you guys too, right?
Yep. She is.
Okay. All right. Whew. Okay. I don't know who wants to talk, but I'm going to turn it over to this band of entrepreneurs here to figure out what the heck is a valuable.
Hey, Scott, this is Bill Goodwin, and the value team. So valuable is basically we developed an agentic AI mobile app that is basically like Antiques Roadshow in your pocket. So you can take a picture of basically a picture of any item and get an instant detailed description of what it is and tons of market intelligence on the value of the item, other items, similar items from that have sold in auctions, etc. And we're really excited about it. I've been an executive recruiter for the past 25 years, and this is probably the best team I've ever assembled. This is we have John Walpert, who is our chief product officer, who ran a big piece of Watson and also was in blockchain for about 10 years with IBM.
You can tell he's a good chief product officer because I can see lots of Post-its, and he's like, he's writing Scrum sprints right now.
That's exactly right.
I demoted myself to junior front-end coder trainee and pair programming with Mr. Bozeman.
Gotcha. Yeah. I bet he carries around a box of colored pens or pencils that are very, very important to him.
You got it. And Bozeman, John Bozeman, is also a retired IBMer, distinguished engineer from IBM. Amazing. He's back on the front lines coding, and we're excited to have him. And then Amy Walpert is our head of our customer side. She's our chief customer officer. And then Magdalene is our designer and chief creative person. So.
Awesome. Well, we're excited to have you guys. And I know you ended up having a little conflict with the studio. So have you decided who's going to go where, or TBD?
We'll be there. We will be
Okay.
there. Either John or I.
Of all these awesome folks will be there.
Yeah, we will be there for sure.
Cool. And if people want to, download this, how do they find the Valuable app?
It is on the App Store today, on the Apple App Store today. Valuable app. Our website is www.valuable.app, and you can download from there as well. But we started out as a consumer play, and it's great for that. I'm a collector and always wanted to inventory or catalog collections and watch track prices over time, like financial trackers. But we're really focused on solving a problem, a B2B problem for antiques dealers, estate sales companies, organizers, downsized companies, and auction houses. We're in talks with some big auction houses at the moment who are really excited about our AI tech. And so anyway, we're really excited to be included and excited about competing.
Yeah. So on the consumer side, let's say my through family, I somehow end up with some coins. I can take a picture of it and it'll say that's a Lincoln nickel and it's worth nothing, or oh my gosh, it's a super rare one and it's worth $200 or something like that.
And
so it's kind of like an antique roadshow in your pocket. Yeah,
that's it.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Not only that, but you can also record that person that it came from, who can tell the story about a family heirloom and attach that so that when those coins get passed down to your grandkids or great grandkids, they actually know the story behind it, provenance, and actually could have a relationship intergenerationally with that person. So,
and not only do we do AI on it, they'll figure out all the different information, identifying pricing analysis and things like that, along with search and a lot of data. So from all these different systems that pull all the data together to give you everything about that we can find out about that asset.
Very cool. I'm going to run some Star Wars stuff through it, and we'll see how it does. I may not be your target market.
Yeah, John, the Millennium Falcon. So,
all right, good. Yeah, fastest hunk of junk in the galaxy. Bill, what is your collectible?
Yes, I have collected. John's a Star Wars guy. I've collected historical documents and all.
Wait, John, come back. Oh, he's on mute. We want to see the Falcon. I didn't have the screen big enough. We got to see that.
Oh, you want to see the Falcon?
Yeah. This is why I'm never in charge of marketing. Woo! Nice. So that's the big Lego. That took some time. That's the
about a year.
40, 50-hour one. Yeah. I feel your pain. Amy's like, that likes this stuff.
I was about to say, or maybe you could feel my pain.
Yes, my wife did. Yeah, I can never have too much Star Wars in my house. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
Sorry, Bill. I got distracted by the Falcon. What's your collectible, Jan?
Sure. So I collect historical autographs and documents, and have always wanted a way to catalog them. But I have a really cool George Washington and Thomas Jefferson letter about a prisoner exchange and those kinds of things.
Nice. So you got kind of like revolutionary founding father kind of vibe, or?
Yep, I have most of the U.S. presidents, but I also have Mark Twain and Thomas Edison and all kinds of people.
These are fun. I could talk about collectibles endlessly, but unfortunately, we gotta keep rolling. So congratulations! It's gonna be exciting to see you guys at the pitch event, and maybe I'll get some of our selection committee folks to bring some random stuff in, and we'll test it right there.
Great.
I wouldn't do that to you, but so it's going to be a lot of fun. And let me know. I kind of put consumer on here because I knew there was another angle, but I don't even, it's kind of like e-commerce tech in a way, I guess, or auction tech. I don't know. Let me know what you want to be categorized, and we'll make sure that gets on there.
Making the lives of estate sale owners and antiques dealers suck less and save them a lot of time. Yeah. And then ultimately the big opportunity is then connecting them with consumers who in a double blind way, right? So that your private collection shouldn't be exposed to people in order for you to find the things you want to find.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thanks, guys. We look forward to seeing you in the studio. Appreciate you coming on.
Thanks, Scott.
All right. There we go. Okay. And last but not least, this is alphabetical order. We have ZW Machine Learning. All right. Let me get you guys in here. Hi, Robert. Hi, Mitch. How are y'all doing?
Hey, doing well. How are you?
Good to see you. Yeah, this is so life lesson number one. If everything's alphabetical, don't name your company ZW. That just kind of happens. Yeah. This is why I want to name every company Aardvark or Anteater. But anyway, as a Wingo, I know the back of the alphabet very, very well. It's where you can really shine. It's like now you've seen everything, and now you can like really show people how it's done. But this is the only time this will be done alphabetical. So in the seeding, who knows how it's going to come out? So that'll be the last time you're picking up the caboose spot here. Tell us, what is a ZWML, and what's it mean for the world?
So Scott, just very briefly, we provide disruptive AI and machine learning solutions for glass and the ceramic industries. So that basically is the industries that our founders, Mish and I, and also the company's members have had probably decades of experience in. So we basically combine our AI experience with these decades of industry experience together. We are trying to solve the typical problems in the glass and the ceramic industries. And that's, including that, discovered new materials, for example. And a very simple example is that you saw this Gorilla Glass for your iPhone cover. This is basically made by our original company, our former company, Corning. Now, this glass, if you can see, they have some problems here. You can see it's easily to cause the scratch, right? Now, what that means is that the hardness of this material is not good enough. So we basically provide, using our AI and ML solution to the Corning research team, we provide some solutions for them to significantly increase the hardness of these materials. So they are going back to look for some new recipes, new compositions to improve the hardness of that materials. That's one of the examples how we can help those companies to develop the new product, discover the new glass composition, and so on, to solve the consumer problems. And then in manufacturing part, that we focus on cutting off, reduce the energy consumption. So you know that glass and ceramics consume a lot of energies, right? Natural gas, electricity, and so on. It causes also pollution problems. We also focus on doing that to cut off the energy consumptions, and meanwhile the carbon emissions. So those actually are our typical focus, for the companies. And I already said that the reason that we basically are good at solving this problem is that we basically combine the our industry experience with these cutting edge of AI and machine learning. And
yeah, just so let me restate it so I kind of get it right. So you guys were both involved in this industry. I don't know if you both worked at Mitch. Did you work at Corning as well? Or?
Yeah. I worked with Robert for a couple of decades at Corning. Yeah.
Okay. Yep. And you're just crazy enough to go on this journey with him. I say that in the spirit of positivity. So you guys were scientists deep in Corning, and Corning is very this is like super industrial B2B, but as you mentioned, like in our consumer products, this is the Gorilla Glass and everything. But even if we're using fiber optic cables, insulation, these types of glass molecules are used in all across industries. And
exactly.
Yeah. So you guys were in there and you saw this opportunity. Maybe you saw inefficiencies or a way to marry the new Gen AI types of things that are out into that hardcore B2B industrial and make it better from an energy consumption, as well as making their products better. Is that a fair summary of what you're doing?
Yes, exactly. So our customer, although we're dealing with a B2B business model, but our customers make consumer products. As a matter of fact, just for history, is that my former team at Corning, and including myself, worked with Apple for this cover. Actually,
absolutely.
I basically have a lot of inspired mindset for me to carry on today that Mitch and I start this company. Now, there's also some difference between our AI solutions and other AI solutions, because we basically look at these large language model. We talk about the generative AI, and people say, okay, that's easy to use, blah, blah. It's not that when you apply for industries, because they need to look for the solutions with I would say extremely high confidence and also the reliabilities. Typically, the generative AI actually provides 70 to 75% of the reliability accuracy. This is not good enough. All the solution we provide is with at least 92%.
Okay. Don't do the full pitch. We got to save the pitch. I know you're excited, Robert. We got to save the pitch for. That's a good teaser. Let's stop. I don't want you to reveal all your good stuff yet. So you gotta keep some of the dry powder. We're excited to have you guys. This is the type of stuff I don't 100% I'm not as deep in this world as you are, but this is like what's interesting about the Triangle is, we've got collectibles, really deep B2B things using AI. We've got ed tech using this is kind of the fun of being in the Triangle, is the wide range. And Corning has a facility. I don't think it's in the Triangle, but like in the area. Is it out in like Zebulon or something? I forget where they are, but
they do. We mean to this Corning fiber manufacturing.
Yeah.
And also, originally, Corning also has two plants in the Durham. One actually making the glass wells. The other one is a formal Comertech. They make NOx filtration facilities. As a matter of fact, we are also contacting all of them to really sell our products to them.
Yeah, and Corning's not the only potential customer. There's a wide. You'll get into this, but the addressable market is much bigger. So for every Corning, there's like 10 other companies doing all kinds of innovative stuff.
Exactly.
Well, awesome. Well, we're excited to Mitch. Will you be coming live, or are you just gonna?
I think I can make it on certain dates. On other dates would be a challenge, but
Okay.
I'm going to do all I can to make it.
All right. Well, it'd be nice to meet you. I know you're the founder that's not local, which is totally fine, but hopefully you can make it. And we look forward to seeing the pitch and learning more about what you guys are up to. And congratulations.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Thank you, Scott.
Thanks. Okay. All right. So the stage is set. Our Exceptional 8, our Civic Reach, Delivery, Invite Jet, Moxie, My Matter, Tutorsmith, Valuable, and ZW. So what's next? Here in the next hour, when you go to Tweener Madness, you will be able to vote on the seating, and we need folks to do that. Everyone that is one of the contestants, if you'll help promote that would be great. If you go in there and look for the voting tab, you will see what to do. Here's a reminder on when you will see these companies competing, and then Yep. So that's when you'll see them competing, the 6th, the 11th, the 13th, and 20th. And finally, again, we want to thank everyone that applied. In hindsight, we probably could have done a field of 16 and had very high quality. Since this is our first time, the logistics of 8, as we started thinking about this, was complicated enough that we wanted to start there. I do think maybe next year we will look at a broader field if this goes well. So as at the end of this, we'll ask for everyone's feedback, but that's definitely one thing, because I do think these things were so close. We had to make some really just kind of very close decisions here that none of the applicants were bad ideas, and I want to make sure that everyone understands that. And so we really appreciate everyone engaging in this and being understanding that we couldn't have everyone in for this. I do think we should expand the field, and that could be fun. Maybe we could make it easier from 16 to 8. We could do some online types of things like this to make the load a little lighter. But that being said, congrats to the folks that are our Exceptional 8. I want to thank the LPs at the Tweener Fund. None of this would be possible if you guys weren't supportive of everything we're doing for the area. I talked about our sponsors and our selection committee. If you want to learn more about this, go watch any of the selection committee videos. I think those have been a lot of fun, and there'll be one a day here for I think another week or so. And with that, thanks everybody. We really appreciate it. And you can, if you missed any of this, the recording will be live on all our channels, probably as early as tomorrow, or it may take a day or two. But thanks, everybody, and have a great rest of your day.